Hello everyone, it's been a while, but welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to go ahead and give a recap of Session 6 and Session 7 of the Sinlyn Trials. Starting off with Session 6, we picked up right where we left off from the previous one, where we had killed Thresh using the death ray that we had found in the mines that we were in. So as a whole, this session was just a role-playing session. We got to spend a lot of time with the three of us talking and kind of building some character development between the three of us, and it was a lot of fun. We talked to Taybach, who Taybach's pretty cool. I find that there's a lot of people in this campaign that have like regenerative abilities, like the uh, Craw. I think that's the name of the Dragonborn that we fought in like session 2, and then now Taybach. I feel like all these big baddies have powers that they can just start to heal themselves. So hopefully, if that's the case, maybe the three of us will get some kind of power like that later down the line. So for me, one thing that I was curious of seeing, I had mentioned this in my vlog of session 5, was how Quinn was going to take our adventure so far, being that she was knocked unconscious from the electricity in the control box. And yeah, she took it pretty hard. You know, she was very scared to kind of continue on. She had mentioned that maybe what's best for her son is not being a legend, but just for her being a mother. Saroon tried to kind of talk about that with Quinn, but being that he's never been a father and doesn't know how to raise a child, he didn't really know what to say. But Blaze pulled through and had a real good one-to-one with Quinn, talking about her and Gabe, and had mentioned that yeah, you know, if something happens to Quinn, we'll just take care of Gabriel. I could see that working out just great. Um, One thing I really liked too was how we had, after our session before, we were leveled up to level 5, and so whenever we got all of our new spells and feats and things, I wanted to kind of have an in-game roleplay moment to kind of justify my character kind of leveling up. So there's more than just, oh, I gain experience, time to get new spells. And I feel like Saroon and Blaze kind of sparring with each other, practicing their new moves that they're trying to learn, it was fun and interesting. And I definitely see Blaze's impact on Saroon. He had mentioned that, you know, maybe the path to redemption isn't all quiet and pious. Maybe sometimes you just have to get a little down and dirty to get the redemption that he's seeking. And so I think he's kind of coming more to terms with maybe doing things maybe doing things not so professionally, if that makes sense. So the whole session was pretty much spent in the cave. We got to explore some of the artifacts that they were mining, or some of the rocks that they were mining, and we found adamantium. And we found out that it can channel energy. The ore itself kind of sucks magic out of the user and can kind of enhance the abilities, which is really cool. I was a test subject for that one. On our way out of the cave, we start to sing some Disney songs, like "Let's Get." I don't remember the name of the song, but the one from Mulan, where "Let's Get Down to Business." That was that was funny. And then last but not least, we ended off. Tabak had ran off. His legs and arms regenerated. He ran off to go and chase the rest of the Goliaths that we had originally came to fight. And on our way out, we meet Bartimaeus and we talk to him, and we learn a little more lore about the afterlife in this game, in this campaign, in this world. So we find out that whenever you die, you just kind of die and that's it. But if you're a legend, you go to this other place where it's kind of like, it kind of sounded like a limbo, where you just kind of there. There's no right and wrong. You just kind of stuck there. And Bartimaeus had explained that he could feel Blaze's father's presence coming kind of here and there. So really interested to see what that's going to turn into later on. Maybe we'll get some information out from it, or maybe we'll figure out a way how to save him, or whatnot. Bartimaeus also had told us that to be a legend, you have to go through, I think he called it great pain, I'm not sure what's in store for us exactly once we are brought to legendary status, and hopefully it's not something that Quinn is not going to want to do, because I know she's already worried about Gabriel. I think Blaze is all for it because this is what he's really been looking for, being a legend and getting that legendary status and the fame that comes with it. Saroon's motives for being a legend, I don't know if he has. I feel like he wants to use the legendary status. Like if he becomes a legend, he'd want to use it to maybe be an example for himself and how he can overcome the hardships. If he overcomes the hardships, because who knows? I kind of want it to be open to where, depending on what happens with the three of us and the things that we do, I think it'll kind of sway his motives in his life. Maybe what he's been chasing over the recent years has been too far fetched and just not what he was looking for after all. And maybe all he needed to do was just stay in his roots. We'll see how that goes. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the end. And then our next session 7, kind of picked up again. We were in Auburn this time. We kind of again role played. We got to see Kit the Cat and Skullco again, and then we also had the opportunity of reading a really well written article that Quinn had wrote about our adventures to the Fairby Forest. So whenever we were writing it, I made sure to put in some comments about how having the people think about the forest in a positive way to maybe free up some of the souls that were lost in that forest, or free the malevolence of the land that's over there. I also talked to Quinn and asking her if she would be okay with having Gabriel stay at the Temple of Karis, not his original one, but another one. I really wanted to do that because in the session before, whenever I was trying to talk to Quinn and kind of maybe help her feel better, I didn't feel like Saroon was doing a good job, and I feel like that's probably the best he can do, is to offer her some kind of safer, more structured place. Just because, like I said, Saroon is not too adept in being a father. And again, Quinn got to kind of role play as to how she learned silence. She actually silenced Blaze, which is pretty funny. And I like how Andrew was kind of talking. It looked like he was talking with his microphone on mute. Whenever silence was uncast, he just kind of unmuted his microphone and started talking. It's really funny. And then we got to go bar hopping with Blaze, go to his favorite hangout spot, drink a couple fireballs with him, and then have him get really hammered and burst out in the song, have the whole inn and Clambers cheering with him. After that, then came the mighty role of him carrying the chair, Nana's favorite chair, over to the Temple of Karis. And Saroon made sure to mention to Quinn to make sure to put that in the article, the next article to come, that if it wasn't for Blaze, that chair would have never made it. When session 7 ended, we all decided we were going to be heading south to where the kind of swampy area where the pirates are going to be around, and on their way down, they're taking a steamboat down there. He'll maybe kind of pick up what he can about the pirates' activity, maybe kind of some of their thing, how they act and stuff, to maybe try to help the group kind of stay under shadow while they go down there, so that they don't get the wrong kind of attention, because we're trying to find Wambach, who's gone missing. So hopefully we can find him, and well, we'll see how much trouble we run into once we get there. Kind of treading back a little bit, I know some people had asked me in the questions after one of the sessions was if I had more planned for Saroon, or as far as his backstory and stuff goes. I'm trying to find opportunities where Saroon will be morally conflicted. Like I keep asking Devin whenever we're in the bars if there's anyone like playing like liar's dice or poker or something that would kind of tempt Saroon to kind of have like a little internal struggle, because everything that's happened so far, I mean, maybe when we went into the Temple of Locks, he was kind of, I don't know about it, but at the time his temple was just kind of destroyed, and he was told that information on those responsible was in there, so he was all about going and seeing what was inside, and then going after Thresh, Lake, and him. People who are a high level of evil and mischievous deeds, wanting to go after them. That's not really like a morally conflicting thing for Sarun. So some of that stuff isn't really hitting the spotlight. But what I'm hoping happens is because of all this pirate talk and Blaze and Quinn kind of reference, like telling Sarun he's a pirate. I think maybe it'll kind of get to his head and kind of have him think about that. Think of some of those things might come to fruition, and maybe he'll see some of his old friends that he may have met from long ago down there. Maybe they're working for the pirates now. Who knows? We'll definitely find out come Monday as to what's going on down there. And I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to have some things come out of Sarun more, but it just hasn't been the time. Like we haven't really been doing anything that's kind of going against what he wants to do, what he's trying to do. But I definitely feel that him going out and drinking with Blaze and Quinn was a step in that direction of that moral confliction. I think it's been a while since he's been out to that kind of situation, drinking and slapping down some shots and stuff. So we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, there is more of Sarun in there. It's just I'm trying to wait for the right time for that kind of stuff to come out. And I think a big part of it though has to be with some of the characters that he interacted with in his past time. If they come out once, I feel like if Devin uses those and starts to have them come out into the story, it definitely you're gonna see some more of Sarun come out in a way that you haven't seen him yet before. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry again for being so late with these videos, but in the last one, March, I had 2 exams this month, and I have them out, both the exams out of the way. So you guys should see me on here a little more. Hopefully I can be more active here on YouTube. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next session of the Sinlyn Trials. Take care and have a great week.